getting out some vital information about VITA, the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program. Let's say good morning to our friends Kay Mello, Director of Community Impact at the United Way of Greater Waterbury. Good morning, Kay.
Good morning.
Great to have you with us. And Nick Brundage, the VITA Program Manager with Advancing Connecticut Together. How are you?
Good, thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Good to see you guys again. I can't believe it's been a year since we talked about this. And let's talk about VITA. So can we give a little rundown on how it came to be and that you found that need was there and then just connected with these organizations and it's been amazingly successful?
Yeah, so the VITA program is a grant-funded program from the IRS, and we're lucky enough to have wonderful partners here in the Waterbury area to help us with these programs. You know, we wouldn't be able to do it without our program partners and our volunteers, and obviously a huge partner here in the Waterbury area is the United Way of Greater Waterbury.
Absolutely, and that's where Kay, perfect lead in there, so we can go to Kay and talk about United Way's role in VITA.
Sure. Well, United Way invests in our community to support our residents that are either at the ALICE income level, and ALICE stands for Asset Limited, Income Constrained, and Employed, or at the poverty level. We invest in over 50 programs and initiatives each year to help our residents under the impact areas of basic needs, helping folks with their health care, housing and food, their education, and their financial stability, which is where the VITA program falls. So we're a proud funder of the VITA program every year, partnering with Advancing Connecticut Together. We also feel very thankful for financial support from Wells Fargo Foundation, including many of the partners that we also work with to make sure that the VITA program is up and going every year, and that includes United Way of Naugatuck and Beacon Falls, also many of our banking partners, Ion Bank, Liberty Bank, Webster Bank, Thomaston Savings Bank, plus our VITA sites. We have 11 VITA sites this year. We couldn't do it without those partner agency organizations hosting sites, and our VITA volunteers. Every year we have about 30 to 35 volunteers for this program. So again, it takes a village.
Now let's remind folks the United Way of Greater Waterbury covers it's 10, isn't it? 10 communities, I believe.
Yes, we have a 10-town service area, including Bethlehem, Cheshire, Middlebury, Prospect, Southbury, Thomaston, Waterbury, Watertown, Wolcott, and Woodbury. And 11 of our sites, we have about 10 of those that are in Waterbury, and we are doing, or 9 of those that are in Waterbury, and we have 1 in Wolcott and 1 in Southbury.
Nick, how long has this program or this partnership been in effect? It's been a few years.
Yeah, so the VITA program is actually 50 years old, and we've been working with the VITA program for over 15 years with Advancing Connecticut Together, and that's why we have these long-standing relationships here.
Do we have any stats from last year about how many people were helped? And
Yes,
we do.
Yeah.
So we were able to help over 940 people here in Waterbury alone.
Wow.
That saves them $280,000 for the cost of getting their refunds prepared. We've returned $380,000 in EITC, over $900,000 in refunds from the federal government, and almost $350,000 in state refunds right back here to Waterbury.
And especially in Waterbury, the greater Waterbury area, Kay, can we talk about the need for VITA and why it has been so successful? 940, that's huge.
Yeah, so again, to Nick's point, every year, just having the VITA program in Greater Waterbury returns millions of dollars to our households who are lower income and again at that ALICE level, the asset limited, income constrained, and employed. And in fact, for a single adult, that's about a household of around 30 that earns around $35,000 a year. For a family of 4, it can get up near about $100,000 a year. But again, it's a lot of folks just in our 10-town region, just in our United Way of Greater Waterbury 10-town service area. We're looking at about almost half that are at that ALICE threshold or below. So there is a great need right here in the Greater Waterbury area. In fact, in the city of Waterbury, it's 62%, so we're talking about 2/3 of our households. So again, having this program available, to Nick's point, saves them the tax preparation fee, but also gives them that access to those earned income tax credits that those households could be eligible for. And we see an average refund of about $1,200, $1,300, up to $1,500 every year for folks. And again, that money is back in their pocket and able to help them then meet their basic needs, whether that's rent, food, gas. So we know that this is a win-win.
Absolutely, and there is no catch. It's not. There is not a fee. When you say free, you mean free. And the folks who help residents put together their tax returns and organize all of their information at these VITA sites, these volunteers are folks who know, well, to put it as simple as possible, they know what they're doing. Yeah, yeah.
Very much so. So the volunteers go through a rigorous training from the IRS to get certified. And also when you come in for your tax appointment, you get to meet with 2 volunteers. You get a preparation and a quality review. You get to talk to 2 people, ask all your questions, and get a full return of federal and state done right there for you.
Are you still seeking volunteers at this point for that job?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We actually seek volunteers all year round, so it's never too late to join us because there is training, to Nick's point, that will need to happen. And yeah, if you're interested, please talk to us. You can contact myself, Kay Mello at United Way. You can contact Nick at Advancing Connecticut Together, and let us know. We'd love to have you.
Now, the most important thing, if you are out there and you would like to take advantage of the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program because you feel, well, I might not be getting that much back, I can't afford to go to a tax preparation company. I know, I actually have a friend who said maybe he just won't do his taxes. And I'm like, that's not even in the top 5 of options to not do your taxes. What is the best way for folks to sign up, ask questions, and have the confidence to move forward in working with VITA?
Sure. So there's 2 ways that folks can set up an appointment to talk with, again, a VITA volunteer, certified, trained through the IRS, and that is either going online to 211ct.org. At the top of the screen, there'll be in bold red letters, 2025 free tax help. So just click on that and follow the prompts to select your county and set up an appointment at one of our VITA sites. And all the sites will be there with the times and the days. And then the other thing you can do is just call 211 and press option 3 and then option 6.
So aside from appearances like this, we're talking with Kay Mello, Director of Community Impact at United Way of Greater Waterbury, and Nick Brundage, VITA Program Manager with Advancing Connecticut Together. How about the average person who wants to help spread the word or get involved in other ways? You're looking for more than just tax prep volunteers, I believe. I saw greeters, and there are some jobs that people can help with.
Yeah, so intake greeter volunteers are the point of contact. They're the folks that the clients first meet when they come to a VITA site. So we need a lot of folks to help us out, fill out intake forms and do that. It's a great way to start learning about the VITA program. You can shadow, learn about taxes. That'll help you out in your own personal life and help you come back next year to do tax prep as a volunteer. And also, all these VITA sites are at community locations that these folks are probably already going to. Libraries, community centers, youth service locations, schools, right? Places that they already feel comfortable visiting. So,
Can we talk about security with information? I know sometimes people hear, oh, well, it's just volunteers who are helping, but every step of this process is very secure because there's a lot of sensitive information. So I think if we could talk about that for a minute, about how all of that is handled.
well, our number one priority every year is to stay within the good graces of our dear friends at the IRS. And they obviously have, high bars on keeping people's information private. So we work with the site locations to make sure all the Wi-Fi is secure. You take home all your paperwork at the end of the day, and you keep everything that you have, and everything is logged and filed right through the IRS website, TaxSlayer, which is a secure website run by our friends at the IRS.
And let's remind folks again how they can make that appointment to get the ball rolling for themselves.
Sure, that's just go online to 211ct.org, click the red bolded 2025 free tax assistance, click here, and then you can also call 211, press option 3, and then option 6.
Very nice. Let's take a quick break here. 8:46 at WATR. A lot of information, but a lot of great information, as always, whenever the United Way of Greater Waterbury is in the building. Kay Mello and Nick Brundage, as we talk about the VITA program. We'll be right back. Kay Mello, Director of Community Impact at the United Way of Greater Waterbury, and Nick Brundage, the VITA Program Manager at Advancing Connecticut Together. We were talking about the security of these appointments and the asset that the VITA program is for those who might not find a way to be able to afford tax preparation as they look ahead to the April 15th deadline. And there are going to be a lot of sites in and around the city. Can we talk about where some of those will be?
Sure, I'd love to share. Just in Waterbury, we've got sites at the Children's Community School, Duggan School, at the Hispanic Coalition of Greater Waterbury, down in the South End, New Opportunities, Waterbury Youth Services, at our Silas Bronson Library. We also have Naugatuck Valley Community College and the Waterbury Housing Authority. And then again, we're going to be up in Wolcott at the Wolcott Library and Southbury Senior Center.
So when we say one near you, we mean one near you.
Yes,
Yeah.
we try. We really try to make sure that these sites are accessible for folks, by bus line. That there's each site again has their own days and times of the week that they will operate the VITA program. So again, when you're going online or you're speaking with someone at 211, you'll definitely learn about those specific days and times that the sites are open.
Now, Nick, we have people ready to find the site that's nearest them. What should they be bringing with them? There's a lot of things that they should have ready to go for their appointment.
Yeah, of course. So you want to make sure that you wait to get all your tax documents in the mail. That includes W-2s, 1099-Rs from distributions from retirement accounts, any employment, or any unemployment that you might have received over the past year. Of course, you're going to need all your identifying documents, your social security card, your ID, and it's really great to bring past tax returns so we can look at them, check them to make sure that you got your proper return from the past years, and also we can use that information to help us this year. And again, you want to make sure that you've got all those tax documents in the mail before you come to a VITA site, because that's going to save you time and the tax preparer's time.
Is there an average time for how long the appointment is? It probably varies, I would imagine.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
It's going to vary depending on how many folks you've got in the family, how many documents, how many jobs, and so on. But usually about a 45-minute appointment, maybe to an hour, depending on what we've got to get done. We want to make sure we go through that quality check, keep everything private. But yeah, about 45 minutes to an hour.
And it is great because you do have these very knowledgeable volunteers to find, like we had mentioned, the earned income tax credit, things that you might not even know that you qualify for. And then Kay, you had mentioned earlier about, on average, some money that folks are getting back that they might not have even been aware of.
Yeah, excuse me. And also in addition, there are some COVID benefits still from some prior years. What is it, 2022, Nick? 2021, 2022, that may still be available to folks who have not filed. So if you haven't filed since then or that year, we do encourage you also to make that VITA appointment, because besides getting this year's taxes done, you might be able to even find out about additional COVID credits that were available during that time.
And of course, it's all confidential, and your taxes are prepared by trained, certified tax preparers, and it's both federal and state, by the way. I'm not sure if we mentioned that yet. Yeah, you can get both accomplished, which is so great. And again, to find a VITA site, you can go to 211ct.org or call 211, select option 3, and then 6. So, of course, you have to call ahead for an appointment. Even if you find out where the sites are, it is not recommended. You cannot just show up. You need to have an appointment, correct?
We do have
Yeah.
one walk-in location at the Silas Bronson
Oh,
on
terrific.
Saturday, so you can do that. And you know what? You reminded me about an important tax document for the state returns. You want to bring in those documents that prove that you paid your state taxes on your car, because that counts as property taxes, and that can help you get money back on your state return.
Very nice. Very good. All right. Such an amazing program here. Is there anything we missed that we want to make sure that we cover so everybody has everything they need to know before we wrap this up?
I would just say, yes, please come and see us. Please contact either 211ct.org or call 211, press option 3, then option 6. Make the appointment, come out to a VITA site. Once you're at the VITA site, you're going to be taken care of. You'll be in great hands with trained, certified IRS volunteers, with Nick and his team. Once you're at that VITA site also, you can also get connected to a lot of other community resources besides the VITA program itself, maybe some financial literacy programs, or anything else that your family might even need. We can connect you to that broader network. You know, if you need assistance with food or daycare or anything else, job opportunities, it's a great network to be a part of. So we encourage you to come out, have your taxes done for free, and get connected to our community. We're here to help you.
And again, Kay, the contact information for folks if they'd like to volunteer to be tax preparers.
Sure, they can contact me, Kay Mello, and I'm at kmello@unitedwaygw.org. I work at United Way of Greater Waterbury, so you can just call up there and ask for Kay Mello. You can also contact Nick.
Yeah, you can reach out to me directly on my line, which is 860-951-2212, extension 238.
And more importantly, if you become active in this and volunteer as a greeter or as a tax preparer, you may find it so contagious, the great work that the United Way of Greater Waterbury does, that you might volunteer for other things, become active in other ways with the United Way of Greater Waterbury. Nick Brundage and Kay Mello, thank you so much. And we are, as always, more than happy to help spread the word about the VITA program. And just one of the great things that United Way of Greater Waterbury does here in the city and the other 9 communities. Bethlehem, Cheshire, Middlebury, Prospect, Southbury, Thomaston, Waterbury, Watertown, Wolcott, and Woodbury. Sometimes I think folks forget the network that United Way of Greater Waterbury has. So always happy to get that word out. Best of luck, and thanks so much for coming in this Monday morning. We talked earlier, there are very few people that I like having in on Monday morning. I like to just get through the day, and then we can start the week on Tuesday. But it's always great to see Nick Brundage from Advancing Connecticut Together, and of course our friends from United Way of Greater Waterbury, including Glenn, who is here. Great to see you, Glenn. Thanks so much for setting all of this up, as always. 8:55 here at WATR as we roll along on that Monday morning.